everybody. I'm Everton de Oliveira, the Professor Agua from the Groundwater Project. And I'm very pleased to bring you here another book, a very important one, a glossary of hydrogeology. Very nice job done by Jack Sharp. Jack Sharp is a collaborator. He's done a great book on the Edwards Aquifer already. You please visit our video, his interview. It's a nice book. You can learn a lot. It's specific from an aquifer, but you can learn a lot. I did, at least. So Jack is the Carleton Professor of Geology Emeritus at the University of Texas. He has a Bachelor of Science in Geology from the University of Minnesota, a Master of Science degree, and a Doctor of Philosophy from the University of Illinois. He has supervised over 50 undergraduate and precisely 100 graduated theses. Jesus. That's a long way. Welcome again, Jack. Thank you. So for those who don't know you yet, please tell you a little bit about yourself and your passion for groundwater.
Well, thank you. It was I grew up in Minnesota and spent lots of time on the water. And I remember my father was a lawyer, and he was consulting with an eminent geologist from the University of Minnesota. And he said, Dr. Schwartz, should my son John become a geologist? And at that time, I think geologists were not in much demand. And Dr. Schwartz said, no jobs in geology, go to geological engineering. So I did. I got a degree in geological engineering and went in the Air Force and was a civil engineer there. But I really wanted to get back into science. And when the opportunity availed itself, I went to the University of Illinois to study hydrogeology with the great Pat Domenico. And it was a wonderful, wonderful choice. I always loved water, and I knew I wanted to study water, and I wanted to study it from the scientific standpoint. And I've been very lucky in my career that I've been able to do that. I've been really blessed.
Yeah, so were your students, I'm pretty sure. About the glossary, for me, I don't think this is a trivial thing. For me, it seems like something for a lifetime achievement. How did it all begin? And how long did it take for you to get it done? Or can you really get it done? Please.
This is something that is never done. It will continue, but it started when I came to the University of Texas, and some of the students were concerned. They said, well, do we have to memorize terms? And I said, well, here's about 50 or 60 terms that every hydrogeologist should be familiar with. And I started with that the first year, and it grew. When I started doing fractured rock hydrology, I found there's lots of terms that I hadn't included. And when I started doing karst hydrogeology, I found there are a lot of terms. And so it has just continued to grow. And as new terms have come to me, for instance, I was reading a manuscript, and it said the porosity distribution of these rocks followed Benford's law. And I said, what the heck is Benford's law? So I had to look it up. So as the field of hydrogeology, groundwater hydrology has grown, and it's overlapping with more and more cognate fields, engineering, law, the terms that the students might come across has grown. And so for years, I had this growing glossary, and every year I'd give it to my class, and now it's grown to almost 200 pages. So, and we've still added more. As soon as it came out, some of my colleagues, like John Hawley at New Mexico, said, "Oh, here's the list I had for people looking at the Rio Grande alluvial aquifer." And so I looked at that, and I already have some more terms to add when we revise this glossary. So anyhow, it's been going on for 40 years.
Oh, that's very good. That's a nice story. I have some words that I could send you as well, because I worked with like multi-phase flow and lots of terms from I don't know, oil reservoirs and all that we imported into groundwater, right?
Please send them, and I'll probably add them to the next revision. I presume there'll be revision because the field is growing, and
Yeah.
and the vocabulary that we're going to come across is going to continue to increase.
Definitely, yes, definitely, yes. And it is good because we have a hard time finding these words when they come from another field, right? So
Yes.
very unfamiliar with them. So the glossary helps a lot, right? So again, can you ever get this done? What are your plans of keeping improving?
Well, even though I'm emeritus, my wife says you're not retired. So I get into the office most days. And as we continued to reading, and colleagues said, Jack, here's a term. One of my ex-students said, you never put in a semi-confined, a semi-perched aquifer. And so this term will go in there. It was semi-perched. Barry, I've never heard of this. Oh yeah, we use it in the both zones, And I said, oh, okay, well, I can understand that. And so if a student comes across it, they'll say, what the heck is a semi-perched aquifer? And they can go to the glossary, and the next version, it'll be in there. So this will continue as long as the field continues to evolve, and hopefully somebody will eventually take it over from me.
Hopefully. Well, what if we put a call for people to collaborate with new terms? Would you be willing to deal with that?
Yeah, yes. If somebody looks at this and says, "Gosh, here's a term that I've come across, and I think it's important. It's not in there, Jack," they can suggest putting it to me. Now, there's there's, for instance, many glossaries of geology, and there's many geological terms, but you can't go too broad. So, but if it relates to groundwater or hydrogeology,
yes,
we need to put it in there.
Oh, perfect. I'll see if I can grab
Okay.
some helpers of
Sure.
different fields, so we can add to that. That's very nice. So
please do.
I have this feeling. It's not a feeling. It's something we do know, that the technical glossary, they enrich any language. As the technical words, they have to be very, they have to have very precise meanings, and science keep producing and creating new terms with all those precise meanings. What would you expect for translations for the glossary, for example? What do you expect?
I'm fortunate, I guess, because English right now is the language of science, but I think it would be important to translate it into other languages for a number of reasons. If it makes it easier for the students to understand, or other professionals to understand, that's to the benefit of everybody. So I would encourage it to be translated. I can only do a little bit of German and even less Spanish, so I'm not the one that's going to translate it. I'll tell you that much.
No, not you. But yeah, but this is a book to be translated for sure. Yes. Very, very important to have the words at hand when you're studying.
There was one a number of years ago. Hans-Olaf von Kuck had a bunch of terms in English, French, and German. And some of those that I thought were relevant are in my book. They're not translated, but that's the only other multi-language translation I know of.
But don't worry, I'm pretty sure your book will have many translations. It's so important.
Great.
It's a great improvement for hydrogeology. Thank you. So what else do you have in store to publish with the groundwater project? We hope you keep coming with more of your work.
Well, nothing planned right now. I've just reviewed Ken Howard's excellent book on urban groundwater, and I think something, maybe you're going to ask me this anyway, but I think the groundwater project is extremely important. I think this is the future of academic publishing, because textbooks, first of all, have become so expensive. It's hard for students to actually pay for them. And then if you get a book out, what if there's an error? Or what if the field evolves? With these ebooks, it's easy to make revisions, and they're going to be available very low cost. Right now, they're free. I hope we can continue this. This is the way that the groundwater messaging is going to get out. And I think this is the future of scientific academic publishing, not journal articles, but textbooks. I think this is the future of textbooks for college students everywhere.
I do agree. And that was our understanding when we created the groundwater project. This is the way to go. And it is working. It is working, and it is going to be a good example for other fields, I believe, right? Very good. Well, you can always help us like you're doing. Reviewing books is also a very good help. Very good help. We need more Jack Sharp for us here. Very good. Well, so please leave us a good word about the importance of groundwater and about the importance of the groundwater project as well.
Groundwater, most of the world's fresh liquid water is groundwater. It's over 95%. I've seen higher numbers, but and as the population continues to grow, and many places of the world, there aren't supplies of fresh drinking water or water for cooking and sanitation. It's absolutely critical. Henry Darcy, in his book, said that a city that cares for its poor will not deny them fresh water for cooking, drinking, and cleaning any more than it would deny them the hours of the day or the light of the sun. And he was right, and I agree with him. So we have to get fresh, clean water, and groundwater is extremely important. I think it's kind of underappreciated. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind, so people kind of ignore it, but it's absolutely critical. And as we get the urban centers keep growing, the peri-urban areas, the need for groundwater supplies for the health and safety and of the people is absolutely vital. Groundwater is going to be called upon increasingly. We have to protect it. We have to protect the groundwater ecosystems, the environment of our earth, the food supplies. Our health is dependent upon water, and groundwater is going to become increasingly important. That's why I think this groundwater project is ideal. The books that have come out that are available are just amazing. And this will get the importance of this critical resource more widely known to people worldwide.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And it's a pleasure meeting you again. I hope I see you here in Brazil and in many other places. And thank you for a nice work. I'll try to send you some more terms for your glossary. And congratulations for a job well done.
Everton, please do. And I think it's important that we as the people that are making decisions about water resources and groundwater, they need to have trained, technical, scientific people involved in these things. And I'm afraid we don't do that enough. So unfortunately, we scientists and engineers, we need to get more involved in public policy, as distasteful as that sometimes is.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Thank you very much, Jack. It was very nice seeing you again, and congratulations for your work. Thanks.
Bye-bye.